You have got some serious nerve, do you know that? I mean, really, just who in the world do you think you are? Did you seriously think that you were going to get away with this forever? I mean, who do you think you are making Dad do all of the housework all the time when you're the mom? This is why I'm honestly just embarrassed to be your daughter. I can't stand you. You always humiliate me and make me feel like so bad about myself.
Excuse me, Jenny, what is all of this about? What do you mean you're embarrassed? I'm sorry, but I really just don't understand where this is coming from. It was never my intention to hurt you, whatever it is that I've done.
Well, I had a big test today at school to make a really cute lunchbox, and I was the only one who totally failed. Everyone else's looked amazing. It's all your fault. You're the reason why I don't know how to make anything like that.
Wow, well, that is a pretty unique skill to not have, I guess. But I really don't see how that's really all that vital to what you were actually there to do. Do you know what I mean? But at least it's not often that you do poorly on tests. I mean, I know that it can feel really bad in the moment, but sometimes it is good to take a step back and put all these feelings into a large context. Do you know what I mean?
Not often. It never happens. I never ever do poorly on tests. How dare you try to tell me to just brush this off when this has never ever happened to me before? Do you have any idea just how terribly I feel after this? I've made it all the way to my final year in middle school, and I've never once failed an assignment. I've only ever been the best in my class, but now I'm the only person who failed this test. Can you even imagine how embarrassing that was for me?
Now, Jenny, I really do understand how much it can hurt to get a grade like that, but I really don't see how it's my fault.
I already told you that it's all your fault because you make Dad do all the housework. Everyone knew how to make really nice-looking lunches except for me because they all had their moms teach them and I didn't. And that's because you never ever make me lunch, so I've never had a chance to learn. And now I've actually failed a test for the first time in my life. You have no idea what that is like for me. You have no idea what I'm going through at all, so don't even try to console me with your empty words.
I understand what you're saying, but why couldn't you just have your dad teach you? It might be how all your other friends learned, but your dad is the one who does all the cooking in our house.
I couldn't just ask Dad to teach me that. He has to focus on getting ready to go to work. But even though he goes to work to provide for us, you still make him do all of the work around the house all the time. Do you really think that Dad would even have time to teach me anything with how busy you're always keeping him?
Well, I think you're also forgetting that I have to go to work as well. I know that you're feeling down on yourself, and of course, it's good to focus on yourself and your own feelings. But again, let's try and remember the bigger picture here. I get up early in the morning and don't come home until late at night because I'm at work.
That's just an excuse. You're the mom, and that means it's your job to handle all of the housework. You can't be working that hard if all you're doing is going to work and making Dad do everything else. I was asking around at my school, and all the kids say that their dads don't do anything around the house, and their moms take care of all of it even if they have jobs.
Yes, I am sure there are many families that do things that way too, but that doesn't necessarily mean that all families have to operate that way. Surely you can understand that, right?
But when I told them how we do things in our house, all the kids laughed at me and were telling me that we were doing it backwards.
Well then, let me be the first to tell you that our family is not doing anything backwards at all. It's just that I have to work until very late in the day because things are so busy at my company. You know that most days I'm not getting back home until after 10 at night, so I talked to your dad and he agreed to take care of the housework since I was working so many hours.
Oh, just stop it already, will you? Don't talk to me like any of this makes sense. You're just justifying it to yourself.
Excuse me? Do you really think that? Please, Ginny, you are just being a little ridiculous right now, don't you think? Surely we can calm down and just talk out these issues like two adults, can't we?
I bet your work isn't even actually that busy. You probably are just horrible at managing your time. Dad always comes back home at the same time no matter how busy his job gets. I know that overtime is only for when you couldn't get your own work done on time and that only real jobs let you go home on time. Dad told me so. He told me all of that. So what do you think about that, huh? I bet you thought that you could just get away with living like this for as long as you wanted, but you can't.
Did your dad really say all of that to you? And I want you to be very honest with me, Ginny. Please tell me if those are actual things that your father has said to you about me.
That's right. He said that if someone has to do overtime, it's because they weren't doing what they were supposed to during the workday. And to think that you still make him do all the housework when you don't even earn half of what he does.
How can you say that, Ginny? I mean, really, are you even listening to yourself right now?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hit on a sore spot for you? Do you think you're going well just because you have to work long hours? It's obvious that you're not doing anything right if you're coming home so late, and that's why you make me so embarrassed to be your daughter.
No, just a moment. I don't think that this is any way to be talking to your mother. Do you understand me?
Why? I'm only being honest with you. Does the truth hurt too much? If you don't like what I'm saying, then maybe you should try learning from Dad. If he can work and keep the house taken care of, then so can you, especially when it's the mom's job to do so in the first place.
Hey, Chris, I was just curious if you got a raise recently that made it so that you were earning twice what I was. Because I thought that you were still jobless after your job downsized and that you were just about to stop receiving your severance. I'm just curious where you got all this money from all of a sudden.
Sorry, what? I don't really get what you're asking me.
Well, you know how we agreed not to tell Ginny about you losing your job, right? I've heard that since then, you've been trying to give her lessons on being an adult. But that you've been telling her stuff like that it's embarrassing to have to work overtime and that only real jobs let you come home time on time every day.
Oh, well, I think there must be some kind of misunderstanding.
Because I think that I work my butt off every single day to provide for you and Ginny, and it's precisely because I work so hard that I've gotten to where I am in my company. And I've done all of that so that my family won't have to worry about it if we can afford the house we live in and eat 3 square meals a day. But now I understand that you're telling her that she should be ashamed of me because I work so hard for you two.
No, Paula, you've really got this all wrong. I wasn't trying to make Ginny think that about you at all. You know that I have nothing but gratitude for all that you do for us. I mean, I don't have a job, so you're doing all the work to support us.
Oh, you mean that you're grateful for all the work that I do for this family? In that case, maybe it's time that we tell her about what happened to your job, no?
You can't be serious about that, right?
I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for you to muster the courage to tell her yourself, but instead, you've just been telling her all this nonsense. She thinks that you're coming home from your job at the same time every day when you don't even have a job.
Well, I really do want to tell her the truth, but she's still so young and I just don't want to negatively impact her development, you know? You know that kids these age care so much about fitting in, and I'd hate to give her another reason to worry about that.
Well, you are right about that. She does certainly seem to care a lot about what her classmates think about her. All her friends were teasing her because their moms have jobs and do all the housework. I assume that in their homes, it's the husband who's the breadwinner there, but Ginny seems to be completely upset over the fact that her family might be different.
And you still want me to tell her that her own dad doesn't have a job? I doubt that there's a single person in her classroom who's in the same boat. I'm scared enough just thinking about how she might react if she finds out the truth.
And let's not forget the real reason that you were let go during this recent downsizing. Your boss fired you because you were trying to flirt with his wife. That's the real reason you don't want to talk to Ginny about this, isn't it?
Well, come on, how can you bring that up right now?
Because you have to tell her, Chris. She is blaming me for everything. And you also need to find a job so that you can move out and we can get a divorce. You're lucky that I'm letting you stay here while you look for work, but I'm only doing so because you cried and begged for me to. Don't forget that we agreed to split up once you found a new job.
I know. I really am trying to do my best to stay out of your way in the meantime, but it's really hard to find a job.
That's all you ever say, and all the while you insist in hiding the truth from our daughter. Instead, you just tell her all kinds of nasty lies about the real world, and in turn, she goes and blames our family's problems on me. When are you going to take responsibility for what you did?
Paula, I actually think I have an idea that might work. What if we don't get divorced?
You can't be serious, right?
I mean that we're living comfortably on your salary, right? So what if I just became a house husband and you go to work? That way I can be there for you and Ginny from here. You know how sorry I am for what I did with my boss's wife, so please can't we rethink this whole thing?
No. 1,000,000 times no. Is that seriously the idea you had? Did you really think I was going to buy that?
Is it really such a bad one?
Of course it's a bad one. You need to grow up and take responsibility for your life, Chris. And you have to tell our daughter the truth about what you did. If you don't, I will.
Hey, Mom, I bet you're not coming home until super late again, right? Well, I just want you to know that you don't have to bother coming home at all. In fact, I never want to see you around here again.
Ginny, what are you talking about this time?
I mean that we don't need you in our family anymore. That's why I sent out divorce papers so that Dad can finally be free from you.
You sent out divorce papers?
That's right. I couldn't just stand around and let you make Dad do all the work around here. You never do anything around the house, and you make Dad do all of it despite the fact that he has to work too. So I went ahead and took matters into my own hands. I knew that you would have to be out of the picture before Dad could ever be happy again.
You mean you really filled out divorce paperwork for your own parents? You took them all the way to City Hall and handed them in?
How else was I supposed to do it? I told them that you gave me the papers and sent me there to turn them in. They didn't believe me at first, but when they say how well I forged your and Dad's signatures, they bought it. And then they said they would process it right away.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what to think. My head is spinning right now. I can't believe that my own daughter would go ahead and do something like this. It's just so ridiculous I could laugh.
The only one who should be laughing here is me. I've finally driven the source of all our problems out of the house. I got rid of the nasty freeloader, forcing my poor dad to do so much for nothing in return. You're nothing but a parasite, do you know that? Now, Dad and I are going to be able to live in peace for the rest of our lives.
Actually, I'm afraid that if anyone will have to move out, it's your father.
What are you talking about?
I mean that you were calling me a parasite, but the truth is that your father is the real freeloader here. But if you really want to go and live with him, you can be my guest, Ginny.
What kind of game are you playing at here, huh? What do you mean Dad is the real parasite? You're the one that never does anything for the family.
No, you have it backwards again. It's your dad who doesn't contribute anything to us. In fact, I'm paying for everything for everyone in our house. You see, your father's company downsized recently and he lost his job afterwards. He hasn't been able to find any work since then. I've been the sole provider for our family for a while now.
Wait, Dad got fired and you've been having to pay for everything?
That's right, although your dad was very insistent that we hide the truth from you, so I went along with it and didn't say anything. But the fact is that your dad was fired about a year ago. You do know what that means, right?
It means that Dad hasn't had a job for over a year, right? But I heard that when companies downsize, they only let go of their worst employees.
That's one reason why people get let go. Sometimes it's because the employees aren't performing well. Other times it's because the company doesn't have enough money to keep paying them. But in this case, it's because your father was having an affair with his boss's wife.
Wait, what?
You're going to get the whole truth from me, okay? Your dad was dating someone who wasn't me. Do you understand? He was going out with his boss's wife, and when he found out, his boss fired your dad.
Wait a second, so then you're telling me that Dad cheated on you?
I know that you might find it hard to believe, but it's true. Since then, your dad and I have been talking about getting a divorce. We agreed to wait until he found a job to do it, since he didn't want to lose me without any source of income. I think he also didn't want to have to pay any child support, so he begged for me to let him stay with us. And he's been a freeloader at our house ever since.
But I had no idea about any of this at all!
But now you tell me that you've gone and filed divorce papers for the two of us. I was really shocked at first, but I'm more happy than anything. I'm finally free from having to take care of that no-good cheat. I was wanting to divorce him for so long, and now it's finally done.
You mean you're happy that I did what I did?
That's right. Now I can finally just focus on my work and how to grow my business. You have no idea how busy it is to run your own company, especially when you're also having to take care of a parasite and an ungrateful daughter.
What do you mean, your own company?
I mean that I'm the president of the company that I work at. I worked hard for 5 years, then I quit and started my own business. It's been growing steadily since then, but I think that your father was jealous of my success. I honestly think that's why he chose to cheat on me in the first place.
But I don't... What can I even say to all of that? Dad is jobless and you're the president of your own company? Why didn't I know about any of this?
Would you have believed me if I told you? You seem to be so sure that I was nothing but a poor worker making excuses to neglect my family. You said that I must be because I was always working so late. You have no idea how much that hurt to hear, considering the fact that I was only ever working hard for our family.
No, Mom, there's been some kind of mistake, really.
But now, all those thankless days of hard work are finally over since you filed that paperwork for me. I suppose all that's left now is for you and your dad to pack your bags and move out.
Paula, please don't do this to me. I heard it all from Ginny. I know that she filed our divorce papers and I made sure to scold her for it. So please, can we go to the town hall together and solve this whole mess? We have to tell them that there's been a mistake.
I tried calling them already, actually, but they told me that the marriage had already been annulled and that there was nothing we could do about it. So that's it. We're divorced, Chris.
No! Please say it isn't so! You said we were only going to do it after I found a job, remember?
Well, I wasn't the one who did it. Jenny was. Don't try and blame me for this.
Well, then we have to get married again, right now!
Are you kidding me? Please tell me that this is supposed to be some kind of joke. Honestly, I can't even with you right now, Chris. What is the matter with you?
Of course not! We have to put things back to the way they were! We have to stay married until I have a job! Let's get back together!
And just why in the world do you think that I would ever want to marry you again? It's been over a year and you still don't have a job. I doubt you've been looking! I mean, how can you when you spend all your time at those filthy bars?
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're going on about at all, but I think that you're just being paranoid. I mean, do you really think that I'm going around to filthy bars, as you call them?
Did you really think that I didn't know about those? Come on, Chris. Why can't you just be a man and own up to your mistake? Honestly, I would still be pissed off with you, but at least I would respect you a little more if you just told the truth about what you've been doing. After the first few months of you not finding a job, I wanted to know if you were even looking for one, so I hired a private detective to find out what you do all day.
You hired someone to stalk me?
I hired someone who found out that all you do is waste your money at bars known for catering to lonely men. You never once seriously looked for a job.
No, you don't understand. There's been a mistake.
I'm just grateful that Ginny did what I couldn't, but now that it's done, I never want to see you again.
Please, you can't be serious about this, right?
And I am going to be sure to get back all the money I gave you that I now know you just spend at these places too.
Mom, please, you have to help me. Please let me come back home. I want to live with you from now on.
I just got rid of the parasites in my house and now one is trying to come back? If you try it, I'll spray you like the bug you are.
How could you say that to your own daughter?
You're no daughter of mine.
Please, Mom, I was just confused before. I didn't know the truth. But I don't want to live with Dad anymore. He doesn't do anything all day. He still hasn't found a job. We live in a tiny little apartment with nothing to do, and I hate it. So please let me move back in with you.
I've already given you my answer. I don't care if you are my daughter. The answer is still no.
Please, I'm begging you. I'm so sorry for everything that I said to you. At least pay Dad my child support like you're supposed to.
I actually don't owe a cent in child support. I was excused from having to pay that, seeing as how I always contributed so much to the two of you by myself. You wanted this, and now you have it, so have a nice life. I heard that even after that, Chris still didn't try finding a job. Instead, he took Ginny to his parents' house in the country, and the two of them began working for his parents on their farm. Of course, both his parents had heard about our divorce and were so disappointed in their son. Ginny was also in for a shock. Having only lived in the city her whole life, she had to change schools and is teased by all her classmates for being such a city slicker.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.